Hello good people and welcome back to Level Up Your Tactics. Now, Super Gem Hikaru is known for the sheer speed of his calculations, especially at faster time controls. In the realm of Blitz or Bullet, if he has not outcalculated you already, you likely fumble later on because you're just too exhausted to keep up. Have a look at his position. Hikaru plays as white, starts with queen to e2, bishop to f8, f3. The idea is to open up the f file there. This is also a target. e5, removing that as a target, takes, and now queen to f3, eyeing f7. And qualitatively, even though the machine says this is even, it's hard to play this as black, and especially against Hikaru, because you have two active rooks and two active files. But then the opponent plays the natural-looking bishop to e7, protecting it, which is an absolute blunder, and the game is over. And Hikaru probably spot that really quickly. Like I said, one mistake against this human calculator, Hikaru. In any case, in this video, we'll talk about the dynamic concepts of open files, back rank threats, and the power of tempo, or tempi. Let's boost that ELO. Let's get it.
Round one, fight!
So this game took place in early 2025, January 7th. I believe this took place in chess.com. And Hikaru is rated over 3,000. The opponent is rated not over 3,000. And yeah, Hikaru plays as white. Oh, before I forget, if you find this video and content tolerable, it's helping in your chess journey, and you kind of like it, please leave a like and sub. You have my gratitude. Let's get started. Alright, Hikaru starts with b3, the Larsen attack. g6, bishop to b2, knight to f6, eyeing that diagonal immediately, and Hikaru plays bishop takes on f6, kind of ruining the structure, but of course preserving the dark squared bishop by the opponent. e3 by Hikaru, d5, d4. He closes the position because of the potentially active bishop. Bishop to g7, knight to e2, c6, g3, f5, bishop to g2, bishop to e6, castle king, knight to d7, knight to d2. Just eyeing these kind of critical squares, potential pushes, and then rook to c1, knight to f6, c4, knight to e4, rook to c1, castle king, knight to f4, queen to a5. Having a look at the 5th rank, also eyeing that square. Knight takes, f takes. Now it's worth noting that, just going back a little bit, after knight takes on e4, f takes e4 is more favorable, because if you do take with d takes on e, you lose this capacity to open up the file there. So after takes and takes, not only do you double your pawn, this is a little blocked, and this is awkward. So minor kind of tweaks like that could be problematic. So after knight takes, simply takes. So if this is captured, then you have ideas here, at least, where the files are opened. The files are opened. C takes d, c takes d, and then knight takes on e6. F takes on e6. Everything is even so far. However, you kind of also want to notice that there is more play for the light squared bishop, even though he's kind of currently biting on granite. Simply because this is the granite that black is playing against. So Hikaru plays bishop to h3 first, attacking e6. And now queen to e2. We arrive at that position. This is simple play, nothing super fancy. I'm not here to show you an absurdly crazy tactic, but just to help with your pattern recog. Bishop to f8 and now f3. Again, with the theme of, hey, you got a rook there, and there's no more pawn on f7, but more importantly, this is open. Where is your play? Your play is where you can open the file for your rook. e5. Again, the common theme is removing the attacker here, activating the rook. So after pushes, f takes on e. These are now open. These things called open files. E takes, and now queen to f3. Now qualitatively, let's have a look at the position again. The threat is f7. The threat is to occupy that file. There is a very nice bishop there slicing through, and then unfortunately the queen can't just hop in because of the threat and can't go to the second rank because of the threat of the rook. And the opponent plays a blunderous rook to e7. There's many ways to play it. This is not one of them. First, the other options are bishop to g7. After takes. You have a very nice kind of base there, and outpost for the bishop. But this is actually quite defensible. It's pretty even. Or you could play king to h8 calmly. It looks very sus because you've just relinquished the square. So after takes, queen to f7, rook to c3, trying to, if not, take over this file so that white now, when you get some counterplay, essentially. It looks menacing to have your queen breathing 2 squares away from your king, but that's actually the right defense because the opponent played the blunderous rook to e7. And how do you finish this? This is the 21st move, and pretty much the game is done. The answer, of course, in 3, 2, and 1. White wins by playing bishop to e6. And that, my friend, is a brilliant move. It disarms the position, and severely, because this takes away this critical square of g8 for the king. The opponent resigned. Why is that? Well, there's a couple things. If you play this, first of all, queen to f7, king to h8, white wins the exchange, and then white has ideas here and ideas here, and this is strategically lost. Why did black resign here? After king to h8, you have queen to f6. And there's an additional layer of tactics here after the natural looking move, rook to g7. Which looks, again, natural as rook to e7, but actually absolutely ends the game. Can you find the winning move? Now that there's no exit square here, the answer in 3, 2, and 1, simple tactics. But it all works because there's no defender here and there's no other escape square. The answer in 3, 2, 1, queen takes on f8. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. You have to defend here. If you defend here, then that's check, and that is checkmate. It looks so simple, but the idea of bishop to e6 is super deep. And if you go this way, like I said, queen to f6, the only option is this, and that way you lose a whole rook. And this is coming, and this is coming as well, and the game is over. So quick recap, guys. The idea was moving back, queen to e2, bishop to f8, f3, opening that up, e5, removing the target, f takes. Now you have 2 open files. After takes, you don't capture, you create tempo, queen to f3. The queen cannot defend. The opponent panics. Not that you want to rely on your opponent's panicking, but if and when they do, you need to spot the tactic. And to smash the exit, you play bishop to e6. The opponent resigned. All routes lead to complete destruction. Here means you drop the rook. Here means you drop the game. In fact, if we look at that, takes and check, this is the viable resource, right? So, and the opponent is down a whole piece and down the game. Eval's like made in 12, actually. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Found the simplicity quite dangerous. I'll see you guys later. Double peace.